Hi Aries, welcome to my channel. This is my you and them reading for July 26th through August 2nd. Please like, share, and subscribe, and then your comments are so welcome. Thank you so much for sharing, your stories with me, because I really love to read what all of you are going through. And then also, if you want a personal reading from me, you're welcome to email me. My email address is in the description box. It's elisemarietarot88@gmail.com. And remember, Elise is spelled Eliise. Just two eyes, just like on your face. Eliise, just because my mom decided that it'd be fun to make it really difficult in school growing up. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the reading now. I've got you spread out here, and I tried to do this earlier. My son popped in because he wanted to be on the camera, so hopefully I can get this to you because I really wanted to share these messages. So the first card that I pulled for you is the Queen of Cups. And so I feel like this energy is kind of like the still waters run deep. I feel like you're feeling a lot of those deep feelings right now. I feel like you're feeling a lot of emotion, and you may not be able to necessarily identify exactly what the emotions are at the moment, but I feel like there is a lot of love. And because this is a queen, it's a feminine energy to it. Not to say it's sissy or womanly necessarily even, but with the queen cards, it's almost like a nurturing energy, where it's like you're in a state of being able to nurture those feelings of love and recognize them. So I feel like, even though you're not positive what exactly it is that you're feeling, they are feelings that you are able to nurture into to the point that they clarify for you, or that you know that it is more or deeper than you let on. That's what I'm saying. And the next card that I have for you is the Magician. So you could be dealing with a Gemini here. It could be a water sign as well. But with the Magician, really what I'm picking up from this card and this energy, and yes, he is awesome. He's in charge. He's able to manifest. But really what I'm picking up from it is it's kind of like an inspiration or an idea or an epiphany is headed your way that is going to provide some massive clarification, especially emotional clarification. So I feel like this Magician is kind of bringing into clarity what it is that you're feeling, or what your feelings actually are. If you're not at the point where you can identify that you're in love with somebody, or if you're not at the point that you can identify that there is love between you and this other person, I feel like the Magician is going to be able to plant the proper inspiration into you to figure out how to present it, or how to process it for yourself. If it's an internal struggle about what you're feeling, like I said, with the still waters run deep, this Magician will be able to bring that up to the surface in a manner that you are in control of it. And you are able to mold it and use it to your advantage to manifest what it is that you want. And I say that because this next card that I have is the Star card. And the Star card typically would represent a type of healing or coming into balance. But again, you could be dealing with, again, a water sign here. There is a lot of water, but there's also air here. So there's a lot of water. She's pouring water into the water, and it could be a matter of needing to heal past hurts. But I get more especially with this Magician here, I get more that the star is going to, it can also be an inspiration. She's got, see how there's this light above her head here, and then she's also got this light on her forehead and these lights here. There's a lot of light that's up above her head. It's almost like, it's striking me almost as like the light bulb in cartoons that pops up over the character's head when they have this genius, brilliant idea. So I feel like that's where this Magician and the Star card are married kind of to each other, where your emotions And the feelings that you're going through right now are going to bring about this inspiration. There's some kind of, it's like a muse. It's like something is inspiring you, and it's going to hit you like an epiphany, and the star is going to, with this idea here, is going to allow for this to come into fruition. I feel like as long as you are very honest about it. With the star, there can be, it's almost a sense that there can be a, I want to say things are not as they appear, but it's in a positive way. I feel like it's like an unexpected, I hadn't thought of it that way, or another perspective maybe, where it could be, maybe there has been some miscommunication or something with the other person, and it could be that you are able to grasp, like this epiphany comes, that you're able to grasp where they're coming from, and it's completely different than what you had assumed, or it's completely different than your gut reaction, which was probably more toward a negative aspect. I feel like this is going to be a completely different perspective that will kind of open your eyes. Or it's going to bring about clarification of what your feelings are, to a point that you're okay with those feelings, rather than frightening you, and rather than being bigger and scarier than you when you imagine it in your mind, it might be bigger and scarier. But I feel like the star is allowing for that, it softens that so that it's not scary anymore, so that you know that you do have the magician here on your side to be able to create what it is that you want. So I think that with these cards together, it's definitely a very positive vibe for you. There's a lot of balance here too between your emotions and your confidence, and then your spirituality. I feel like this is also saying that there's a spiritual element or a connection with this person that I feel like that you will recognize very soon if you don't recognize it already. So for them, the first card that I pulled for them is the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands here, I definitely feel like this is somebody who's they're either very charming or very charismatic. They are, they take action. I feel like this is somebody who's not afraid to take action, but they can also be somewhat scattered. You could be dealing with a fire sign. It could be somewhat scattered in that they might be responding to your unsure energy. With this Queen of Cups, they could be responding to that unsure energy of, they maybe don't know exactly what you're feeling, especially if you've been bottling it up and hiding it a little bit. So they could just kind of be all over the place, or they may seem like they're all over the place because they're trying to find the holes in where, what you're feeling, so that they can say, okay, that clarifies this for me, or that clarifies this. They want to find those holes in your facade to be able to break through to see what it is that you're actually feeling. So they may seem a little sporadic or all over the place because they could be trying a lot of different strategies. And not to say that they're trying to manipulate or anything like that, but I feel like they want to understand you better in some sort of way. And you may not be able to see that or feel that from them because they're trying so many different strategies or avenues. But ultimately what their goal is to be able to get to the bottom of how you operate. So I feel like this is an energy that's definitely a lot of passion. I feel like there's a lot of drive behind it, and I feel like this is somebody because it is a knight, it's a little bit younger energy. It's not necessarily an immature energy per se, but it's somebody who's not grasping that they're going to get old someday, kind of. So, but I don't see it as a negative. I see it more as like a little bit of playfulness. I see it more as a little bit of, maybe they're just feeling a little bit invincible right now, and that's, so they're using what tools they have at their disposal to try and understand you, or to try and, I almost want to say play the game, but I don't mean play the game as in be a player. I mean that they're trying to, it's almost like they're trying to figure out how hard to get they need to be, or how easy to get they need to be. I feel like there's some kind of dynamic there where they're trying to get through some kind of wall, or some kind of blockage that you have there because they don't understand it fully. And they want to understand it, but they don't know how to go about figuring that out. So I feel like that's what this energy is embodying here. Then the next card that I have for them is the Page of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. I've got Gemini here. We've got Pisces and Scorpio and Cancer. Yeah. So you have Cancer right here for sure. So you do have a myriad of signs here, but I feel like this Page of Pentacles, again, is an energy rather than necessarily a person. This Page of Pentacles, I feel like, is a recognition of the need to build a foundation. Like if it were the Ace of Pentacles, it would be like a new beginning to build the foundation. The Page of Pentacles is one step above from that. They are... well, I mean, not one step, they're 10 steps above it, or 11 even, but they are, the next step is the action portion of it, and I feel like this page, as a court card, although they typically do represent a person in readings, I don't feel like that's necessarily what this is. I feel like it's an energy of a foundation that is being strengthened, but it's the beginning levels of being strengthened. So I feel like there is an interchange between this fire and this earth for this person where their actions are leading toward their desire to build this foundation with you even further. Like they feel like they have, the foundation is there, but now it needs to advance. And so, excuse me, that's why I feel like these are kind of going hand in hand there. Page of Pentacles could also be a student. So it could be that you're dealing with somebody who is either younger than you or less experienced than you in something, and you are some kind of expert on it, or you have more knowledge that you can share with them on it. So it could be that they recognize that as something that helps build the foundation for y'all as well. And then the next card that I have for you is the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, it can be representative of romanticizing the past a little bit. But I don't feel like it's necessarily that in this situation. I don't feel like they're over-romanticizing the past. I feel like they are feeling a lot of those same, like, first love type feelings that people have. You know, like when you're in high school or you're younger, and it's this innocent, playful kind of love that doesn't have a whole bunch of the regular baggage. I feel like this is what they think that could be embodied between the two of you as a very... You know, one of those, it's an energy that doesn't, it's almost like, what I'm feeling now, it's almost like they are wishing that this could have more of this innocent, playful, lighthearted dynamic. Because it could be that there's been a lot of heaviness. Or it could be that because they've been trying so hard to poke through your walls to figure you out, they could be feeling like, I wish this was just easier. And I didn't, remember when we were kids and it was so much easier. Like, he pulled my pigtail and I knew that meant he liked me or whatever. I feel like this is kind of what it's almost like they're wishing for that, or they're missing that. They're remembering it with a lot of fondness, or they hope to be able to embody that. They may feel that the two of you could embody that, but it's just not there right now. But I also get kind of the butterflies feeling in the tummy for them too. Like maybe they do get butterflies when you're around, especially if they are trying to figure you out a whole lot, because they may not understand it. And with the Star and the Magician here, there's a whole lot of dominance and power in this. Like, it's almost as if you are in control of this boat, and so that leaves them wishing for more, wishing that there was more of a balance, because they may feel like a little kid when it comes to you, or like they're super naive, or super, like they're just not aware, like you are in control. And I don't feel like it's necessarily in a bad way. I don't feel like they feel like you're necessarily overly controlling, but I feel like they just wish it was easier. They just wish it was easier to relate to each other, to understand each other, to have that playful lightheartedness. I feel like that's kind of what this card is embodying for you. And then for the Central, we have the Chariot. And so the Chariot in this particular position with the Magician right here, and then the Page of Pentacles representing like the stability foundation, I feel like this Chariot is the Magician taking action toward building this stability, or this beginning foundation, but a solid foundation between the two of you. I also feel like this Chariot is the bringing together of opposing forces. Like if you are embodying energy of the Queen of Cups and feeling kind of emotional, they're embodying the energy of the Knight of Wands, and feeling, very take charge, action oriented and passionate, or like I said, maybe a little bit flighty, all over the place a little bit, but these are opposing kind of energies. And so I feel like the Chariot is bringing these opposing forces together. You've got this, he has a all black Sphinx on this side and then a gold Sphinx on this side, and she's not controlling this Chariot with anything. There's no ropes or anything like that. So it's in motion, it's in action, and she's already got control of it, so she doesn't need to hold the reins. But the Sphinxes, these opposing forces, are coming together to move the Chariot. So I feel like it's this idea here with this Magician and the Chariot and then the Page of Pentacles all lining up with each other. I feel like the epiphany will come to you on how to advance things toward more stable foundation, and you'll be able to manifest that. And not only will you be able to manifest that, but this action will take place. It could also be that you're at a distance right now from each other. That could be part of it too. Or maybe there's an emotional distance that you're both recognizing. But I feel like the Magician here is going to be able to bring these opposing forces together for a common goal. And that's exactly what relationships are all about. So I feel like it's also a victory card. So this is a victory card. The Chariot is also a victory card, as far as being able to complete this mission and make it what you want it to be. I feel like it's a very positive kind of feeling. And with this Star card here, I feel like spiritually whether or not this is what needs to happen. I feel like this Star, especially with the Six of Cups right here, there is a recognition of what needs to be healed or what needs to be worked through in order for these feelings from the past that were such positive feelings and good, lighthearted, playful feelings. I feel like there is this understanding that's coming toward being able to re-embody this, or at least they'll be able to understand. You'll be able to understand where they're coming from, or they'll be able to understand where you're coming from on it. I feel like these two energies definitely mingle with each other there, as far as being able to see things in a different way, from a different perspective, from the other person's perspective, and vice versa. That way you both feel heard, validated, and understood, and then there can be a new stability and foundation that's brought about because of that. And the Magician here is, it's all you. This is you. And I feel like the Magician here is definitely able to manifest what they want here. So all in all, it is a really positive reading. Yes, there is a little bit of unsurety here, but I feel like that's going to be disappearing with whatever this inspiration is that comes from the Magician and the Star. I feel like that will be disappearing, and this Chariot card is going to put it into action, and it's going to have a positive outcome for you. It may not be within this time, within this short little time period that the reading is, but this is telling you that it is there. That all of this is there. And so for those of you who have been holding on by, the skin of your teeth and really feeling like you want to let go, or maybe you feel like it's just not ever going to play out the way you want it to, I feel like that isn't the case. I feel like it definitely will. A little bit of perseverance. A little bit of perseverance here, a little bit of this calming, a little bit of this healing, and it's going to be okay. It's going to turn out the way you want it to. So I hope that resonates with some of you. You know, one more thing that I just recognized here, this diagonal lineup too, the Queen of Cups and opposing the Six of Cups with the Chariot in between, it could be that there is going to be a reunion too. And now that I see it this way, it could be that there's going to be a reunion. And if we look at these cards that are diagonal to each other with this Knight of Wands and then the Star at the bottom, it could be that there is this reunion that's going to come in like wildfire, to be honest with you. It looks like, you know, this Knight of Wands is taking action. The Chariot is moving directly down toward this Star card. And it's going to be coming in like a wildfire. And it's going to be something that really heals a lot of past hurts or a lot of past pain. So it could be for some of you that you're getting back together with somebody. Whoever this other person is here that you are thinking of. So that's just another, it just jumped out at me, so I felt like I would say that before I close it off for you. But so that could be another part of it too. But all in all, you're going to get what you want. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of waiting and a little bit of perseverance, and don't give up. Don't give up. So, yay for you.